Hello, my name is Sylvester Mocha, and I'm a student at University of Bolton, and I'm here in the office of the University Chapel, chaplaincy, and the chaplain here, Mr. Reverend Phil Edwards, sorry, and I'm gonna have a little bit interview with him for my project, and title of the project is Modern Representations of Ancient Biblical Symbolism, and I'm trying to get his viewpoint on the modern symbols, how they have been the modern representations of the Asian biblical symbols, and how they are being misrepresented. So I want to get his viewpoint on those Asian symbols and what he thinks they mean to him, and his own viewpoint on it in this modern society. Reverend Phil, nice to meet you.
Okay.
As you've heard me saying in the beginning of the video, I said something about the title of my project, Modern Representations of Asian Biblical Symbols, and I took like a subtopic on that project, like the Asian symbols have been misrepresented in the modern society. So I'm trying to re-educate people, and I've also created an e-learning theory, which I told you earlier on, that those symbols have been misrepresented and they've been hijacked by occults and some secret societies, and they've been given some different meanings just to propagate their own objective of their societies and all that. So, talking about symbols, Asian biblical symbols generally, what's your viewpoint? What do you think they mean in this modern society about being misrepresented? Is there any symbol you have in mind, or any you know of that has been misused against the original interpretation, what it means?
I don't know of any, to be honest, I don't know of any symbols in that sense being misused.
Okay.
I know, for example, that there is a sort of pseudo-spirituality,
okay,
which people plug into. And so we have nightclubs looking more like churches inside, with the mysteriousness, and nightclubs having the sort of title of the Ark, or some kind of sort of biblical reference or spiritual reference.
Okay.
And for me, this is about people wanting, because I believe humans are deeply spiritual, whatever their beliefs. But for various reasons, they've rejected the traditional religions, and I think they've actually thrown out the baby with the bathwater, in effect.
Okay. So, looking at my e-learning theory, some symbols being hijacked. Do you believe there are any symbols from the ancient, Christian religion that you feel has been misinterpreted or misused by occults?
I don't know of any.
Okay.
You may want to suggest particular symbols, but I mean, certainly the symbols of Christianity, the cross.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some people wear it as a lucky charm. That I know that.
Okay.
But apart from that, I don't see that as a problem, and I don't see that as a hijacking the cross in any way. And the other symbol, the ancient symbol, is the symbol of the fish.
Okay.
I've not seen that hijacked or used in any non-religious way.
Okay, so some people are occults. I know they use some like skulls, and skull in the Christian religion, it represents soul and it represents death. Yeah, and now some people, they brandish, some occults, they use skulls, meaning they've hijacked souls, and now that they see number of skulls they've got, that's an occult I know, I don't really mention their names now. You go into their temple, I do a bit of researching it online, I've seen it in some movies, if they see loads of skulls in their storeroom or something, that means representing number of souls they've hijacked, yeah, and they claim they've taken those souls to the devil, and they brandish skulls as tattoos. Yeah, all the members got skull tattooed in their bodies, and that's what the symbol, what it means for them. And you see some young people, they wear symbols of skulls. Some think, some Christian, they hardly put such tattoos. So some cutes, because it's the fad of today, yeah, fashion, they trying to look cool, like piercings and all that. They wear tattoos of skulls in their arms, legs, anywhere in their necks, feeling there's nothing wrong with it. They just like it, and not knowing it's a symbol used by occults. What's your take on that? Do you think there's any spiritual implication to what they're doing?
I've never had any experience of that. I really don't know anything about that. Nothing at all. This is outside all my experience. Sorry.
It's alright. So, looking at that perspective, what do you think? What can you say to people that don't understand some things? Like, we had a chat before this interview. We're talking about people misrepresenting or misinterpreting, not misinterpreting, having different views, on some certain biblical scriptures. Do you believe people should take scriptures from the Bible, take symbols, signs, anything like Revelation, and take whatever stance they have on it? Or do you believe that the scriptures in the Bible have a particular meaning that should be stuck to, that shouldn't be changed or anything?
I think what's more important today is for people to have an understanding of what religion and faith is really all about. I think most people actually don't understand what religion is about. I think that the question of whether they're misinterpreting or some biblical material is probably less important than from people to have some kind of religious literacy. Because today, I think people, as I say, people have rejected traditional religions and not realizing that there's a huge amount of wisdom which comes from the traditional religions, some of which certainly doesn't really link with today's culture, and people find it very difficult to understand. And this is why we need some kind of religious literacy, so people actually understand what religion and faith is really all about. And part of that is to do with actually understanding the wisdom which people have, and which certainly religious people believe actually it comes from God, but actually is there in many of the different faiths and traditions in our world today.
Like you saying traditional religion, that means that's some kind of religious teaching that's original and should be stuck to, and people now, they've lost touch. They don't believe in touch because they feel it doesn't mix up with the current modern culture. So they feel they can have to change or twist it to suit into the modern culture, and it's wrong. Is that what you're saying?
No, not really. I think if we're talking about Christians in particular, Christianity has always interpreted their faith in different cultures in different ways, and it seems that is right in terms of for the message of to be heard in different cultures. We need to interpret what that message is. That message was given in a particular culture at a particular time, 2,000 years ago in the Middle East. It now always needs to be reinterpreted, and that's, I think, what St. Paul meant when he said, to a Jew I become a Jew, to a Gentile I become a Gentile, etc., etc. What he means is that we need to interpret that message of God's love and compassion for the world in different ways so that people actually can understand it. That's all. I feel that in some churches have not been very good at reinterpreting that message for people in different cultures, like reinterpreting it for younger people. Not making it particularly easy for them, but actually so that they can understand it. And being able to interpret, not in terms of just terms of beliefs, but also in terms of the kind of spiritual disciplines and the worship that is suitable for people today.
Okay, thanks very much for that. And in my project, I designed a website, and I have some text messages, documentations, proving most of the symbols have been misrepresented, and it all boils down to like what you said. People have to be, have to reinterpret all these messages over the years so that people don't lose the original context of what they mean. So I'm gonna try my best to, re-educate people, like what I just learned you say now. All those text messages, be the Jews to use, Gentiles, and everything over the ages, from the original origin of the main origin of those teachings from the Middle East. So I'm gonna try my best in the new generations, especially the younger generations, because they are the ones that I can put down. There are some of the ones that are ignorant now; they don't know much because it's not been taught much. So I'm gonna use the website to re-educate and reinterpret the meaning of all this. Interpret the meaning of all the original meaning of all these religious scriptures. Thanks very much, Reverend Phil, and hope to see you again. And I'm very grateful for granting me this interview. Thanks very much.
Okay.
God bless.